Oh, yeah, we're back. Back in the his house. Back in the his house. You're like the worst beatboxer.
I'm really bad at it. I've never claimed to be good at it, though. You just make me do it all the time.
Ever known in my life. See how I didn't talk over you there?
That was pretty good.
I waited.
Professional.
For ages. Right, this is the Alex Baker Show podcast, episode 33. I've got a headache. If anyone knows any sort of like house, what are they called?
I don't know what you're going to say.
Home remedies. Like a home remedy for a headache. Let me know what it is, because I've drunk loads of water, I've had loads of sleep, I've eaten enough sugar and salt and everything else, but I've got a headache. Why?
You might have it from eating too much sugar.
No, but I only had the sugar when I got the headache.
Have you been eating lots of gluten/dairy?
No.
That can give you a headache.
I haven't been eating any of those things. I'm just annoyed, man. I hate having a headache. It goes behind my eyes and it's like a migraine. You get like little flashes of light. I'm fairly convinced I'm going to die. So while I'm dying, listen to this. This is, oh yeah, we're back. Hello. Because we were off last week because I didn't do the show because
you had a headache?
Oh, because I was ill. I had food poisoning. I went to Wembley and in fact, I'll tell this story in the show.
Is it in this show?
It's in this particular show.
Save it then.
Oh,
I can wait.
Exclusive. Right, let's do this. You horrible lot. Love you, really. I actually like you the most.
Stand by for audio. Got it.
And now, the Alex Baker Show
brings you one of the most exciting events it's ever been our privilege to bring.
Here we go again.
And this is just the beginning.
The Alex Baker Show podcast.
Hello?
Microsoft Outlook, it's Alex.
All right, Alex, how are you?
I'm not well, Outlook. I'm absolutely sick of you. I was so happy when you were in XP, but this new version of you I'm being forced to use on Windows 7's a nightmare.
No, come on, don't be like that. No, I've had it up to you with you, mate. It's not my problem. I'm just a software package.
You're not just a software package.
I've been put together by people at the office. What am I supposed to do?
Look, makes your icons smaller, mate. Every time I'm trying to send a message, all I can see is these big bloody icons.
I know the icons are big.
Well, do something about it.
They're big. Do you think I wanted my icons to be big?
Probably.
I spent years trying to slim down and look better, and I've made my icons all big. I'm not happy about it either, but I've got to roll with the punches, Alex, haven't I?
Well,
I haven't got time to worry about how I look. I've got emails to send.
What are you talking about? Every service has to worry about how they look. Royal Mail spend hundreds of thousands of pounds on branding and appearance. What, you reckon you're busier than the Royal Mail now?
Much busier than Royal Mail.
Oh, shut
Much
up.
busier.
Shut up.
Royal Mail ain't got on me, mate.
What are you
sending emails out left, right and centre. Got emails coming out my f***ing ass.
What are you having a go at me for?
I'm going to have a f***ing go at you because you ring me up. You rang me up the other night. I was sleeping. You'd locked your computer.
Yeah.
I was sleeping. And then all of a sudden, I get a f***ing email from you saying, you got big icons. Oh, you got big icons.
You have got big icons.
Well,
you have got big icons, mate. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, go away.
You go away.
I'll go away?
Yeah.
What are you going to do without me?
Don't make me say it.
Tell me what the alternative is.
Hotmail, mate. Said it.
Don't say that word to me.
Hotmail.
Don't say that word to me.
Hotmail.
Off to Hotmail then, you
Warning.
Hey y'all, it's revolution up in this bitch.
The Alex
Baker
Show.
Oh, yeah. Now we're talking. Be a Paramore.
The Alex Baker Show. Kerrang Radio.
This is the Alex Baker Show. My name's Alex Baker, and I say welcome back. You didn't go anywhere. It was us that went somewhere. I feel really bad whenever we're off. I always feel really, really bad, but I got really sick last weekend, right? Let me tell you what happened. Oh, by the way, if you don't know what's going on, this is the Alex Baker Show. My name's Alex Baker.
Sorry, did you say you got really thick?
Sick.
It sounded like you said thick.
Thick blood. No, I got really sick. And Kev's here. Hello, Kev.
Hiya.
And Renee's here.
Hello.
We sit around with you guys on a Sunday night between 10 and... what time is it? 9 till 10. And
God knows.
And
You missed 1 week.
And also Wednesday nights repeated. And we just chat with you guys and we hang out with you guys and talk nonsense. Last weekend, I made a grave mistake. A real mistake, guys.
Oh.
It was bad. I decided for the first time in my entire life to go to Wembley Stadium. Yeah.
right?
I went to Wembley Stadium. Wembley, I love the way I'm saying Wembley. It's like rolling off the tongue.
What was it, like a big outdoor version of the Good Home show on or something?
Yeah, well, you'd think. And maybe if it was, I would have been fine, but it wasn't. No. I went to watch England versus Slovenia.
Oh, lad.
At Wembley, like an actual proper lad. I went with a bunch of guys. You know, we went there, had some beers, had some food.
Was this the rugby?
No. Football.
Oh.
Actual. I went to a football
I
game
don't think
at Wembley.
Slovenia play rugby.
Oh, do they not?
Yeah,
I just assumed.
I don't know. I thought doesn't everyone
Yeah,
play
that's
rugby?
what I thought. Everyone played rugby.
Not
Oh my God,
like
you're such a rugby racist.
not like the big players do.
All the Slovenian players are going to be so annoyed with you now. They're going to come and get you with their tackles or however it works. Not with their tackle. Or something slightly different. Anyway, so I went to Wembley and I thought, oh yeah, this is great. I'm being like one of the guys. I'm so excited. I'm one of the guys. And I had a taco. Everyone went off and got like hot dogs and burgers. And I was like, oh, what can I find? So I went off and tried to find something.
A taco
Came
at a
back,
football match.
came back with a huge like a taco bowl.
Nice.
Yeah,
Love those.
filled with like beef and like sour cream, guacamole, pico de gallo, cheese. And then when I brought it back to the group, everyone was like, "Oh my God, where'd you get that taco from?" And I was like, "Yeah, smashed it." They all think I'm cool because I've got some really nice food. Worst food poisoning I've ever had in my entire life.
Oh.
Literally, for the next 3 days, it was a both end situation.
Oh no.
All over the place. Had to work from home on the Monday because I couldn't come to work on Monday because I was like physically drained, bags under my eyes. I mean, I've always got bags under my eyes, but this whole thing has taught me that I can't be a lad. Like, I'm actually allergic to being a lad.
No, it's just a one-time thing.
I'm not chanting it again.
I think there's a different lesson to be learned from this.
What's that?
Because a lad wouldn't have messed about.
Well, you would just gone with the burger.
You would have gone with
Not
the
even
pie.
that, he'd gone with the pie.
Pie.
Oh, pie. There was pies.
Steak and kidney.
That was an option.
Standard fare.
Chicken and
Even a
mushroom.
burger's a bit exotic at a football match.
An option. That was an option.
Gotta go with the pie.
With a king-size Snickers to finish it off.
Oh, king size Snickers.
And some Lynx deodorant.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just for the hell of it.
And a wife named Barb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a delivery from home base.
Yeah, and a bench, even though I don't even need one.
Lad.
Yeah.
And anyway. So that happened. How are you guys?
I'm alright. I haven't done anything anywhere near as interesting as that.
We haven't done a Kev's movie minute in ages.
Yeah.
We're not going to tonight. But we'll save
I
that.
have watched some movies though. That
Have
is what
you?
I have been doing.
Like what stuff?
I'm catching up on some rom-com classics.
Oh, really?
I watched Sliding Doors for
Oh,
the
that's
first
a brilliant
time.
film.
That was a
seen
good
it.
film.
Excellent
You've not
film.
seen it? You should
No.
watch it. I tell you. Take it from a movie buff like me.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Kev the movie critic. Yeah. Anything else? What other films?
What are the other films that I've watched? I watched another. Oh, I watched a Sandra Bullock film called While You Were Sleeping.
Any good?
Oh, yeah.
And that is amazing.
It's a good
about
film.
a guy who gets into a coma, and she pretends that he's her fiance.
He
Yeah.
gets into a coma.
Well,
But he
gets
falls onto
he
the
falls
tracks.
onto the train tracks, and she works at the train station, and she fancies him, but she's never spoken to him. She just looks at him longingly from afar. And he
Aw.
falls on one day, and she sees him, and no one else does, so she runs in and saves him from the train.
Yeah.
So she just happens to be with him when he goes to hospital. And then they won't let him in to see her, so she pretends it's her to see him. So she pretends she's his fiance,
Right.
so she can go in. But then all his family turn up, and they're like, "Oh, he's engaged. You're his fiance. Amazing!" So she keeps it up. And I won't give you the whole plot, but it's,
You kind of pretty much have.
I mean, it's. You
I thought I was actually watching the film.
You
It was
can
going
tell-
on for so
You
long.
can tell that's setting you up for all kinds of hilarity. Yeah, mirth and merriment.
It feels like I'm on the motorway of mirth.
Yeah, check it out.
Make sure you don't take a
And
left at the
We'll give you the full Kev's movie minute treatment soon.
fork of hijinks. Really? Okay, good. Right, so the Kev's Movie Minute next week on the show. On this week's show, however, we're going to be doing a round, finally, of taking ad liberties.
Yeah.
The brand new improvisational comedy feature that we're going to try and do. What you taking, fool? Yo, I'm taking ad lib.
Tease.
I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to give it a go. Also, Peep of the Week coming up very soon. And we're going to be asking, should we pay for music? It's all been kicking off over the past couple of weeks. Dave Grohl's had something to say about it. Noel Gallagher's had something to say about it. Tay-Tay pulled all her music off Spotify, which I totally didn't care about. Like, whatever. I was devastated. I love
Tay-Tay.
Tay-Tay. Taylor Swift!
Oh, okay. Is that
I'm
what
gonna
people call
say
her?
Kevin.
I know who
Tay-Tay.
Taylor Swift is. I didn't know she was called Tay-Tay. though.
Tay-Tay.
So like some, I don't know what I would call a roast potato.
Oh, okay. What's for dinner? Oh, can I have some tay-tay? So I can just imagine you doing that. Right, so I'm not a parent, right? You guys aren't parents?
That you know of.
Well, I bloody hope not. Have I ever told you this? No, I won't tell you that story.
Oh, God.
I don't know if I should tell you the story.
Say that one for Christmas. And then we could end with a dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, all right then, I'll save it.
He's actually my dad.
Yeah.
I can see it.
I am your mother! But I'm not a parent, but if I was, I'm fairly sure that I'd live in a constant state of perpetual fear. Do you know what I mean when I say that? I wouldn't be afraid of like paedophiles and going missing and stuff like that. I'd be genuinely afraid of the idea that I have to teach my kid right from wrong. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
That would scare me so much. I'd be constantly thinking, am I screwing them up? You know, Peppa Pig, for example, right? I thought do you know what Peppa Pig is?
Of course.
I thought Peppa Pig was this like super innocuous cartoon that everybody watched, right? And it's like Peppa Pig, woo, and all the kids love it. And then I was talking to someone about it the other day, and they were like, "Oh, we don't let Charlotte or whatever their child's called watch Peppa Pig." I was like, "Why?" And she was like, "I just think she's a really bad role model." And she started talking about Peppa and how Peppa apparently displays all these like quite selfish characteristics, and it's not something that they want to instill into their child. Yeah. And I was like, "Oh my God!" But it's Peppa. Like, everybody watches it. How can Peppa Pig not be safe?
Wow.
No, that pig's rude. I've seen a few episodes and was like, hold on, if I dare speak to my mother the way that Peppa speaks to her mum, I would have been turned to bacon by now.
Oh, brutal. Oh my God, I'd eat you if you were bacon. Anyway, weird. But in this like mishmash of Peppa Pig and SpongeBob and movies and U's and PG-13s and all that kind of stuff, the one thing that I assume would be a safe haven from the horrors of the world is toys. You know, like childhood toys. I had a barcode battler when I was a kid. Barcode battler it sounds so rubbish.
You're so cool.
It was so rubbish. What a barcode battler was, you literally cut the barcodes off the back of like cereal packets and stuff. In fact, you could use a barcode of anything, and you stuck it, you cellophaned it onto this like piece of card, ran it through the barcode battler, and essentially it was just glorified top trumps. It would like assign power and strength and stuff like that. So you'd get one barcode, so you get this like one here, you go beep beep, barcode that through, then you get something else, beep beep, barcode that through, and then you'd have two different like points, and then you'd press fight and they'd fight and one would win. And it was like so stupid.
You know what I reckon was going on with that game?
I was so sucked in by the market.
And this is probably what's happened to me from working in media and marketing and advertising and stuff, because this is what I would do. I reckon the people that made Barcode Battler sold like, you know, attributes, high attribute points to brands and products, so that their brand and product would be better than everyone else's.
So when the kid went out and bought cornflakes.
Yeah, so when the kid played Barcode Battler and bloody, you know, cornflakes won over Frosties, the kid would be like, oh, cornflakes are better than Frosties. And then the rest of their life, they'd be thinking that and buying them.
Buying cornflakes forevermore.
That definitely went down.
Oh, man. I reckon that probably did.
Mattel or whatever.
Yeah. Waddingtons. Anyway, so I had a barcode black. I also had, I think I've talked about this on the show before. In fact, I think a listener sent me a picture of it. I had this like penguin roller coaster thing, which was like, picture the scene. So it was like a little base, and then it had a sort of track, like a blue track or a white track that sort of looked like a roller coaster, but not a track like with two lines, but like a slide, like a helter-skelter, like a slide that goes
I've
around.
seen that.
It was like that. And then what it had little penguins, and he put the penguins in, and they got fired round, and they went round this track, and like they just flied around the track. And that was it.
And that was it?
That was it.
Wow.
And there was like 4 or 5 penguins, and you just watch them sort of like fly around in this thing. And I'd sit there for hours just watching that, thinking it was the coolest thing ever. You know, Subbuteo. Space Subbuteo with my brother. Me and my brother used to have the most epic battles of Monopoly ever. Monopoly, Subbuteo, and what's it called? Skeletrix. All set up in tandem.
Did you do the same?
No, he's just told the story before.
Oh,
Have I? Oh, sorry.
I thought it was like some weird Uber game.
I
that I'd
mean, no,
never
sorry,
played
we're
before.
psychic, don't forget.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
I know what he's
yeah,
going to say all the time.
Sorry.
Totes. We'll try that again later if you're up for it. Like, if you're feeling psychic today.
Of course I am. And
always.
I know that you are, because I can tell psychically.
I know that I am because I can tell that you know.
Yeah.
So exactly. That's what he said.
Yeah, Renee.
Yeah, so take some of that. But anyway, I used to play Monopoly, and we'd play Monopoly and win like hotels and buy hotels and stuff. And then we'd buy football players and we'd have football teams and play Subbuteo. Though I never really liked Subbuteo.
I thought Subbuteo was actually really hard.
It didn't make any sense.
Because whenever I played it, I sort of just picked them up and just flicked the ball with it. But you weren't meant to do that.
You're supposed to flick the player.
Flick the player.
Yeah,
It
which
hurt.
hurts. Yeah,
hurt your nail. It did. It really did. Someone I went to school with though, who was who became a kind of I wouldn't say
Sabutio connoisseur.
well, no, not that. He became a model. I wouldn't say a child model. I'd say like a young teenage model. This is when we were in lower end of high school.
Yeah.
And he was actually on the box of one of the Sabutio games.
Really?
With Alan Shearer.
That's amazing.
Playing Sabutio.
Oh my God, has anybody got the Alan Shearer Sabutio box right now?
I need to see a picture of it.
If you're listening right now and you've got Sabutio and you think, oh my God, I've got Sabutio in my attic or onto the bed or whatever, dust it off and see if you've got the Alan Shearer version. If you have, take a photo. I'm saying Alan Shearer because I'm assuming you won't know who Kev's random mate is from school. take a photo and Kev, you can
I will verify
whether that's him. You can blue tick it.
Yeah.
Amazing. Oh my days. I love it. Anyway, so yeah, you play Sabutio and you'd win and you get like Formula One cars and then whoever won the Formula One race would win the epic game. That's kind of my brother always won. Like he was better with money, so he just destroyed me every single time. But anyway, I thought that childhood toys were safe. Boy, how wrong was I? This week, a mother in Ohio, which is in the United States of America, don't you know?
Ohio.
Geography knowledge. Brought a toy for a little girl. It was a pink plastic wand shaped like a star. Oh, a little star wand there. With a little silver mirror on the front. Oh, a little mirror so you can see a little princess face in it. How cute. Turns out, though, if you pressed a button on the wand, it emitted this, like, blood-curdling evil witch's cackle. Which is kind of not cool, but that's not really the half of it. So what the parent did is they tried to find the battery compartment so they could take the batteries out, so they could, because it still looked really pretty and pink, the wand. They could just use it as fun princess things. So she tried to find the battery compartment. So she took the little mirror off. She noticed the little mirror, you could sort of detach it. And there was like stuff behind it. So she took the little mirror off and found that this tiny little piece of princessly magic wasn't powered by the dust from a fairy's wings or the laughter of 1,000 happy children. Behind the mirror, there was a picture of a little girl with demon eyes cutting her wrists with a kitchen knife.
Why?
The parent has got a slight bit of blame to take for this because the wand was called an evil stick.
Oh,
okay.
But it was in the toy store with everything else. It's like a dollar store, like a pound store.
Right.
And there was all sorts of things. There was like cars. I saw a picture of it online. There's like cars and like a Barbie and all this kind of stuff. And then there was this thing called Evil Stick written on all like nice, happy writing with like stars around it and stuff. And that is what it was. It had this weird, evil witch's cackle and then this demon child slicing her wrists open. How up is that?
who designed this? It makes no
That's
sense.
the first thing that I thought is like, what? Like, why does that exist? Who thought? What was the production meeting like? Do you know what I mean? Hey guys, I've got this great idea. I've got this idea for a pink wand called Evil Stick. And why is it called Evil Stick? Because I want to put a picture of a demonic child slitting her wrists in it. And someone went, okay,
yeah,
great idea. Let's definitely do that.
I tell you what, the idea of the parent finding that in the shop and, blissfully unaware buying it sounds like the start of like a Goosebumps story.
Yeah. Oh, I used to love Goosebumps.
Do you know what I mean?
So
and then the
good.
stick comes alive and
Do you
kills
remember?
everyone.
Was it Goosebumps? No, it was Round the Twist. Do you remember Round the Twist? Do you
So
remember
good.
Round the
Of course
Twist?
I do.
Do you? You're not too young.
Ever felt like this?
The strange things happen. Are you going round the twist? Going round the twist. And do you remember do you remember the episode of Round the Twist with the scarecrow in it? It was the one that everybody,
No, I don't remember that one.
everybody thought it was the scariest episode. Like maybe you didn't watch it because you got banned because your parents knew about it. It was so dark.
Maybe.
Anyway, so I just thought I'd mention that. The creepiest toy of all time. Try and find pictures of it online. When you do, you won't believe. Oh, hello, just broke my microphone. You won't believe how innocent it looks. And then there's literally this little girl with a kitchen knife, like smiling in the camera. Like, "Ah!"
Does the child playing it ever see that image, or is it only when you open the mirror?
I think it's only when you open the mirror. But the thought that it's behind there
That's twisted.
the whole time,
Yeah.
it's just so creepy.
And why does it have to be an evil image? Can it just be like of a scary witch?
Yeah.
Why did it have to be someone cutting
A little
wrists?
girl slicing her
Like,
wrists open. It's like absolutely horrific. Anyway, so I just wanted to mention that. Other thing I wanted to talk about in a similar kind of horrific theme is the Rosetta Comet. Now, Kev, you brought the Rosetta Comet to our attention when you started banging on about it the other day. This is the comet where we've landed a little probe on the comet.
Yeah.
This has happened, right? It's landed, but the probe's powered by sunlight, and they landed it in an area of shadow, apparently.
Yeah, it's at like the bottom of a cliff, isn't it?
So now it's gone into like a deep, dark sleep. and they're hoping that at some point sunlight's going to shine on it again so it can charge and they can actually use it. But I don't know if you've heard about this. Before it went into its deep dark probe sleep, it detected organic matter.
Amazing.
Nice.
Yeah, actual organic matter on the Rosetta Comet. By organic, I mean life, right? Now, I'm starting to wonder, and I've been thinking this since you first mentioned it, since you first mentioned that we're putting a probe on a comet for seemingly no reason, I've been thinking these things. And there's one of three things that's going on here. Number one, everything's just as it appears, and we've just sent a probe to a comet for the first time ever for seemingly no reason, to have a little look around and see what's going on. Oh, by the way, let's also distract everybody by getting the scientists to wear a shirt with some naked ladies on it, so everyone focuses on that rather than the weird scientific mission that seems to be going on. So that's one, everything's as it seems, but with this little bit of sideline. My second option is it's hurtling towards Earth and we're all going to die in an Armageddon kind of situation unless this probe can somehow drill down into it, explode the nuclear device that's blatantly on board, and save us all.
Stop it.
Right, okay.
Option 2. Option 3, full-blown aliens. Which option do you think it is?
What was option 1?
Yeah, they were
everything's
really
fine.
long-winded.
And it's,
Yeah, that one.
you reckon?
Yeah, that one.
But why? Why have we landed on this? I don't understand why we've
not?
landed on this comet.
So because the idea is we want to try and find out more about where the Earth came from, and the clues are in the comet.
Why would they be?
I don't know the science of
It's
it, but
just
apparently
that's such a cover story.
Nah.
Why would this weird comet that's come out of nowhere give us any clue about the world
there is an option 4.
over anything else?
There is an option 4.
What's option 4?
So here's what could have happened. So a bunch of scientists, right? You know how scientists do. They hang out in their lab or whatever.
Yeah, wearing
And then-
sexist shirts.
Yeah, messing about one
Oh, I
afternoon.
felt really bad for him for that one.
I felt bad for him. A little bit up there, sorry.
He literally put that on because it was the only thing that was clean, didn't he? Let's be honest. Anyway, they're
It's
all...
a celebration shirt. Do you know
Poor
what I mean?
guy.
Yeah.
It was like I've just been f***ing agonising over the details of this mission to save the Earth from a rogue asteroid that's going to kill everyone.
Okay, that part might not be true.
And all you care about is the fact I've got some PVC women on my top.
They weren't even real, they were cartoons.
Exactly.
I was like, oh, poor guy. He
Come
looked
on.
so upset.
He was breaking down on
Yeah.
TV. I felt so sorry for him. A nice beard as well.
Such a nice beard.
Lovely beard. Anyway, Kev, sorry.
So a bunch of scientists are hanging out in the lab,
Yeah.
messing about, thinking of fun things to do.
What do you reckon they talk about, scientists?
Oh, we talk
Science.
about normal stuff. Science.
A we?
Yeah,
Was that a
I'm one
we?
of them.
I forgot you
I'm
had
a bachelor of science.
I forgot you had
what's
a
your
forensic.
name?
Woo!
Oh, yeah.
What science? Well,
I'm a
musical science.
scientist.
Oh, yeah, like sound waves and stuff.
Sound and multimedia technology.
I'm a
That's
bachelor.
cool.
I'm a bachelor of arts. Anyway, tell us about your scientist
Yeah, so
conversation.
I reckon they're hanging out in the lab, and maybe one of them sort of, I don't know, got a skateboard or something.
Yeah.
And
In a lab?
he's sort of
Renegade.
he's just skating around, and
Why
one of the
wouldn't
other guys is going, "Hey, I reckon I can launch this pencil so that it lands on your skateboard while it's moving." And he goes, "Oh, yeah, go on then, all right, try it." And then he does it, and he nails it, and he goes, "All right, well,
Smashed it.
I can do better than that. I can." While you're wheeling across the office on your wheelie chair, I can get this hat on your head. And he goes, all right, try it then, dickhead. So then he does it and nails
Lads.
it. And then they're just up in their game, trying to outdo each other. And eventually one goes, well, that comet that's been orbiting, the sun or whatever for the past 200 years, I reckon I can land a probe on that tote.
And they're like, nah.
biggie. He's like, nah, mate. He's like,
and
yeah,
he's
watch me.
He's like, all right then, dickhead, if you do it, I bet you can't do it, but if you do it, you have to wear my mate's stupid shirt.
On TV.
Yeah. And he's like, nah, I never will. No, go on then. And then he does it and he has to wear the shirt and everyone rips him to pieces.
There we go.
the
Solved
rest of
it.
his life.
That's exactly what's happened.
That's option 4. I want to go with option 4 because there's no aliens, there's no certain death, and there's also a little bit of conspiracy in it. It makes it more interesting than just
science lads.
just the truth. Yeah. Okay, cool. Right, it's time for Peep of the Week. Peep.
Peep of the week. Peep.
And I'll chuck in some sound effects.
Is that dude off Beverly Hills Cop?
No.
Right, it's time for Peep of the Week. Peep of the Week this week is Ollie Russell. He says, "Hi Alex, what's happened to our Peep of the Week reader outer? I thought we had one.
Yeah.
Oh,
He just disappeared.
The really deliciously voiced, super rude guy.
Yeah, he was so maybe he just quit.
That's the sort of thing he'd do.
Maybe.
That's the sort of thing he'd do. That's the kind of guy he is.
He's probably on strike.
I don't know where he's gone. Hi Alex, I'm a long-time podcast Oh, God, I wish we had him. I can't even read. I'm a long-time podcast subscriber. There we go. You got it out that time. Does Hayley Tells You How mean anything to you? Yes, it does.
Hey, boys.
Hayley Tells You How, baby.
Yeah.
However, I was disappointed by the last podcast. Oh, mate. So sorry.
Oh,
usually when disappointed. Not angry or I've got something to say about, just disappointed. Usually when discussing an issue, you are all very good at seeing both sides of an argument and great philosophically on matters. And breathe. Rant over. Jesus, Ollie Russell, is that a rant? You're like the politest guy ever. Oh, I'm really slightly disappointed about this. It won't surprise you to hear that I do work with snakes. Oh, yeah, by the way, this is about snakes.
Okay.
We talked about snakes.
Talking about snakes? Oh, yeah, we were.
Talking about snakes and this guy who's developed a snake-proof suit who's allowing himself to be eaten by an anaconda so that the Discovery Channel can show a show about it in December, apparently.
Stupid.
That's what's going on. But anyway, he says, I won't surprise you to hear that I work with snakes and have a great love of the animals. Me and my beautiful fiancé run a business that is all about promoting awareness of these misunderstood animals, as well as dealing in positive press for them by visiting schools and fates, etc. I love that. I love that your business is going around to schools and fates and talking about how wicked snakes
Can
are.
they bring some here?
That's amazing.
They don't need to do that.
Well,
I don't know
they
if I
could.
could hack that snake love.
That would be fun, though. You can have like a little one, like a little grass snake.
Oh, yeah, but they
And
will...
I can hold the big one.
Okay, right. Ollie Russell, we want you to bring the snakes here. That's happening. We can freak Kev out.
When me and Alex are on holiday.
Yeah, and the Renee Baker show. Oh, hello, we're not married. Anyway, he says,
Sorry, Mel.
in the way of understanding, let me address a few points you mentioned to help. 1, everyone has heard the My Friend's Vet said their snake was sizing them up story. It's an old wives' tale.
Oh, no.
Exposed, Kevin, because Kev was going on about it, his amazing story. It's an old wives' tale that the online community even makes fun of by posting pics of lying next to a tiny snake saying, help, it's sizing me up. Actually, the size of food item they can eat is dependent on girth, not length.
Oh, that's really disappointing.
So all that time we spent listening to Kev's wonderful story about a snake sizing a couple up, just a load of
Wasn't it a fun story?
It was.
It was scary.
Kevin's
is what it was.
funny stories. Number 2, with Kevin's hissy corn snake situation. Normally, corn snakes are very docile, but just like in humans, occasionally you do get an arsehole. So you just got unlucky with your corn snake.
He was an arsehole.
3rd, the hysteria around the snake suit guy is probably media sensationalism to make people watch the show. Agreed. That is probably what it is. It is, in fact, impossible for an anaconda, even a really big one, to eat a fully grown human because of our shoulder width and the way our arms hinge to it. The reason why there is a lot of fear surrounding snakes is that it is subconsciously indoctrinated into us at a young age by the Church of England's want for teaching creationism in first school. Ooh. Hence, painting snakes in a sly and underhand way. I would be more than happy to organise a free session. Oh, here we go. For you, Kevin Renee, to meet some of the animals I take to shows so you can appreciate the truth or face your fears. Big fan of yours. Smile at a Snake Revolution, ? Ollie Russell. The Smile at a Snake Revolution.
Like that. He's got a point, though.
I'm not sure I want to launch the Smile at a Snake Revolution. I can imagine that ending really badly.
Yeah, I don't want to encourage members of the public to go out and seek snakes.
Yeah, don't
unsupervised.
Don't seek snakes out just so you can smile at them. Yeah. That would be... maybe we could do like, you must carry it. Snakes must be carried on the... on the ground, maybe not. No. Anyway, so Ollie Russell, big shout out to you. Bring some snakes in. Let's get snaky. Let's get our snake on.
Snakes on the show. Hold on.
Snakes on the show.
I was trying to say like snakes on a plane, but it really worked.
Yeah, did you like snakes on a plane?
I haven't actually seen it.
Have
It just sounds hilarious.
I haven't seen it either.
Neither of you have seen snakes on a plane?
I feel like a waste of my life, though.
You guys are pathetic. Right, coming up next, should we pay for music?
Yes.
Don't just answer it straight away.
I thought that was the answer, sorry.
We're going to have a discussion.
I'd say no.
Oh, really? Fight.
The Alex Baker Show podcast.
Excuse me for interrupting, boys and girls, but maybe you would like to find out just what it would be like if there were no rules.
But how could we do that?
By going someplace where there are no rules.
Now where could that be?
The Alex Baker Show.
Kerrang Radio.
Let's all think real hard and pretend we're in a faraway place.
Where anything goes and nothing is off limits.
Now, come on.
Let's go to the world of
The coolest
broadcast transmission
this world
has ever known.
Everyone knows his name.
He's as crazy as a coot. People all over the world are losing their damn minds.
and there's nothing you can do about it.
Are you ready to rock?
He knows he must be stopped before he fulfills his terrifying mission.
I don't think there are any words to describe
How very inappropriate.
His radio
Shows really are.
He's never going to admit it.
My advice to you, start drinking heavily.
Remember, don't try this at home.
He is seriously twisted.
He's the man with the records.
Anything goes and nothing is off limits.
If you can't handle it, turn the channel.
Listen to this man.
He bit Dakota Fanning on the face.
He just wants to play.
The person I'm about to introduce needs no introduction. So please give a warm, hormonal shriek for the sizzling hot
Alex Baker.
Giddy up, giddy up. Welcome to Kerrang Radio. How's everybody feeling? Good, I hope. Thank you very much for joining me here for this stupid show. I say this all the time, but it really means a lot that you guys listen to this show because it's not about the tunes. It's not about, like, anything, really, other than just myself, Kevin, Renee, sitting around with you guys and chatting nonsense. So the fact that you listen to it and like it, I take that very personally. So thank you. There's also a lot of people that hate it, don't get me wrong. I hate it. Yeah, see what I mean? We often meet people that go, God, your show's so annoying. Why do you shout all the time? Why don't you play some more music? Oh, jeez, it's like going round and round in circles. Anyway, talking of music, this week, and a little bit last week, maybe even some of the week before, it's all been kicking off in the musical world. Taylor Swift pulled all her back catalogue off Spotify, saying that she thinks all musicians shouldn't undervalue their art, quote, by letting people listen to their songs for free. Dave Grohl, he kicked up a fuss about it. He sort of, I say kicked up a fuss, he did the opposite of kicking up a fuss. So he didn't care at all. In fact, he said, I don't care. That's just me because I'm playing 2 nights at Wembley next summer. I just want people to hear our music. I don't care if you pay $1 or $20. Just listen to the song. But I can understand how people would object to that. I love Dave Grohl.
I love Dave Grohl.
No matter how sort of obnoxious and awful he sounds, at the end he always rectifies it by saying, but actually no, I totally see the other side too. You know what I mean? So he said that. Noel Gallagher, he's furious, obviously. It infuriates me that people are more than willing to sit in a coffee shop and spend a tenner on 2 coffees, and that coffee will last 45 minutes or whatever. Yet they will get physically angry at you for asking them to buy an album for a tenner that will last a lifetime.
That is a good point, Noel Gallagher.
That is, and you might have seen this point going around loads on social media. People say there's like a picture of a Starbucks cup, and people say someone will pay $4.25 for a coffee, but they won't even pay 79p for a song. Oh my God, you know what I mean? This sort of stuff. And I went to a conference about new music the other day, the Association of Independent Music panel session thing in London. Where loads of independent record labels sit around and talk about music and talk about the industry and all this kind of stuff. And one of the guys from Music Week got up and read out that Noel Gallagher quote, and we had a bit of a discussion, a bit of a conversation about how, people do that. People will happily spend money on coffee and happily spend money on clothes and whatever else, but they just won't, for some reason, spend money on music. And music sales are decreasing and decreasing and decreasing, going down so much. I mean, there's a stat that I've mentioned a million times on the show before, but I just think it's so absolutely floors me every time. I think it was like 1996 when Blur's Country House went to number 1 and it sold something like 560,000 copies. And then, 10, 15 years later, a song went to number 1 and it sold like 6,000. Do you know what I mean? Like the difference in record sales is absolutely unbelievable. My view on this is very, very, very simple. Music, 100% at all times, should be paid for. Most of the time, people that don't agree with me on that are coming from a privileged position. For me, this whole should music be free, should music be paid for thing started with Radiohead. Remember when Radiohead released an album and they said, pay what you want? And everyone was like, what do you mean pay what you want? They're like, pay what you want. You can pay 50 quid if you think it's worth 50 quid. You can pay £5 if you think it's worth £5. Or you just get all nothing and you can have it for free if you don't think it's worth anything. They put the power into the consumer's hands to decide. And loads of people got it for free, obviously. And to me, that was like a real stamp of endorsement from a band that loads and loads and loads of people liked at the time. To sort of say that actually you decide as a consumer what music is worth. And I think that has been such a damaging thing to the music industry and to the way that music's created and people's appreciation of music as well. I think it's actually cut into the very minds of people and eroded how precious music is, because you've planted the seed in their brain that it's okay to not pay for music, and therefore that music doesn't have an intrinsic value. And I think that's so wrong. Kev, just before the break, you said that music should be paid for, so I'm assuming you agree with every single word I say.
Yeah, and that last point you made is quite interesting as well, because that filters through to so many people. So many people, when you speak to them about this, they say, well, I'll pay for an album if it's a band that I love, if it's like one of my favourite bands.
Yeah.
They've got a new album out, I'll buy it, but I won't necessarily pay for an album from a new band or something I'm not sure I'm going to like when I can get it for free.
Yeah.
And then maybe I'll buy it later or buy their next album or something.
Or I'll go to a show and buy their merch, they say as well.
Yeah, and you could say that that's almost a knock-on effect of giving the consumer the power to value the music that they're buying.
Yeah, you're letting them decide whether or not they want to buy it. And to me, music's... You know, the guy from Music Week was talking about how coffee sales have gone up pretty much exponentially. They've gone through the roof, and sales for lots of other consumables have gone through the roof, but music sales have gone down. And I really wanted to shout out during this presentation and just say, that's because we, as the music industry, have allowed people to get music for free. You can't walk into a Starbucks and go, oh, thanks for my coffee, and just walk out without paying for it.
Well, that guy just went to jail who was giving away music the other day. This young guy. I can't remember where he's from.
Yeah, he ran I think he was from
Like a
Scotland,
site.
but he ran
Yeah.
a website that went global, and he was his mission was to leak music and to be the first place to be able to get illegally downloaded tracks before anyone else and before you could even buy them sometimes.
What a dick.
And,
So now he's in jail. So it's not like we're allowing it to happen. I think it just takes a lot longer to...
Well, it's not even that. It's just
Yeah.
you have to be a really prolific offender for them to even sort of, go after you.
Yeah.
And this is the issue, because it's a crime that people know that they can get away with. And there's an argument to suggest that people would commit any crime if they knew they could get away with it.
If they thought they could get away with it.
Think about driving,
yeah,
right?
But do you know what, though? I'm not even necessarily just talking about the fact that people are illegally downloading music. I'm talking about the fact that bands, artists are allowing people, are they giving their music away? You know, loads of bands that I play on Fresh Blood give their music away on Bandcamp and stuff like that because they just don't think anyone's going to pay for it. And, as Dave Grohl says, they just want people to hear the music. But I just think... I kind of sympathise with that when it's on a low level with a band that are just starting out. They just want to get their name out there. We all work for free and do stuff for free when we're trying to get our name out there and trying to make a name for yourself. And everybody does that, right? However, I think that musicians would never usually... Maybe more you would have done that if you were like in a band in the 70s or whatever. You'd hand out demo tapes on the street and stuff like that. Hey, listen to my band, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You do stuff like that. But there has to come a point where music has an intrinsic value. And if the band's at the top, Dave Grohl doesn't care about how much you pay for his songs. Radiohead, pay what you want. Loads of other people, pay what you want. If the bands at the top aren't kind of like stamping down and saying, Bono, you too. They stuck it in our iTunes accounts. You didn't have to pay for that either. Now, if all these bands are endorsing the fact that music has no value, which they are doing, they probably won't agree with me, but that is what is happening. By saying you don't have to pay for this, you're just completely throwing the value of that music out of the window, then what chance is there for these bands to start selling their music to anyone?
But are they doing that, or are they playing the long game? Because they know that once you have the album, you listen to it, you love it, and then that you become attached to that album. You're like, this is great.
Yeah, but then you'll go to a show.
Yeah, and then you can say you're then going to pay money. You could probably pay 3 times more than what you'd pay for the album to go to the show.
Yeah, but what about the actual music itself that you've created that has a value?
Well, the value is the.
If you're an artist, right? If you're an artist and you draw paintings for a living, and then you put on an exhibition and say, "Come to my exhibition and look at all my art," right? And you have to pay to come to the exhibition, but you never actually sold any of your paintings, you'd be a failed artist, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but it's because they don't do gigs.
But the exhibition is their gig, right? So you come and pay £5 to come to my exhibition, but they've never actually sold any of the paintings that are on the walls. It wouldn't last long, would it?
No, because what you're saying in that instance, it wouldn't be not buying the painting at the exhibition. It'd be not buying the image of the painting online before you get to the exhibition. Because that's what they're doing.
No, I'm talking about...
But what I'm saying is that from an artist's perspective or whatever, I don't know, they just want people to hear it and feel it and have that connection with that person, have a connection with something that they've created in that moment in time. And then that person's going to go, amazing, get me straight to the next gig, I'm going to wear their T-shirt, and then I'm going to
I just don't think that's sustainable, though. I just don't think that's sustainable. I just think like for artists to develop and grow and to be able to put music out and do it as a full-time thing. And there's an article recently about loads of bands that have still got part-time jobs.
Yeah.
You know, there's a band that like used to be on the front cover of, I won't say who it is because they'll be embarrassed about it, but there was a band that used to be on the front cover of Kerrang magazine all the time. A massive band in Kerrang's world. Huge. Everybody in Kerrang, if I said them now, everybody would know who they are. They all lived at home with their parents and all had day jobs.
But is that?
And you just think, what the hell's that about?
Is that with the people not spending money, or is it the record label taking all the money?
It's the people not spending money. It's people not buying the records.
Because it's even more difficult in rock because you're already working with a smaller market.
Yeah.
So a pop star, if like, I don't know, 50% of their audience illegally download their music and 50% pay for it.
That's okay.
That's
there's
fine
still
because they
millions
not
of
necessarily
people.
fine, but there's 50% is still millions of people. That's still a lot of cash.
Yeah.
A little rock, you know, like an extreme metal band or something like that. Their audience is going to be much smaller just because of the nature of their product. So if half those people then don't buy it,
you haven't even got £2 to rub together.
It's not sustainable. The other thing that's interesting, you mentioned U2 and the way that they gave away their album for free.
Yeah.
What's strange with that in particular is it isn't necessarily just devaluing the music. It's not worth us getting paid for, blah, 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 because they actually got paid for it by Apple.
By Apple, yeah.
So what was actually going on there was a guaranteed payday.
Yeah.
So rather than putting it out there and saying...
So that's even worse.
Yeah, rather than putting it out there and saying, oh, I wonder if people are going to buy it or not, and maybe 10 people will buy it, maybe 1 million people will buy it, they just got a guaranteed amount of money. It said, it's all right, we've got the money covered for this. Doesn't matter how many people buy it or listen to it or what.
To me, that is the absolute worst. Like, I have zero respect for U2 because they've got the money. They're happy. We've got paid. Doesn't matter that we've completely devalued music and made it look like you don't have to pay for music and that music's got no intrinsic worth because we've got paid by a big, massive corporation. So they haven't even like been self-sacrificial about it. Do you know what I mean? There hasn't been like a kind of, oh, pay what you want, dudes, like Radiohead. Pay what you want, dudes. We're so green. Just do what you want. We're so ethical. You know, if you think it's worth 50 quid, pay 50 quid. You two have gone, well, we've got paid, so we don't care what happens now.
Yeah, help yourself, go wild. Yeah. The other thing that's interesting, and I've got a feeling we're going to see more of this, and I can't make my mind up about it. It's very smart, but I think it's making people look quite uncomfortable, but I think it will become more prolific. The Smashing Pumpkins, right? They're coming back to do a one-off gig in London in December, playing at Coco, right? Which is really exciting. That's quite an intimate setting for the Smashing Pumpkins. Obviously,
massive news.
Quite a big venue, but amazing. They haven't been over in ages, blah, 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 blah. Tickets are on sale, right? They went on sale this week.
Tickets are on sale now.
KerrangRadio.co.uk/tickets.
From KerrangRadio.co.uk/tickets.
Yeah, nice. They actually are. But if you go on there, right, and if you try and buy some tickets to see Smashing Pumpkins at Coco, it comes up, you know, unreserved seating or whatever. How many do you want? 1, 2. And then there's a little bit of small print underneath.
Oh yeah.
And it says these tickets can only be purchased with a copy of the Smashing Pumpkins LP or CD. And then underneath, you've got options next to the CD version and the vinyl version, how many you want of each. And it won't let you click buy tickets unless you've selected one of those.
Really?
For £10.
So you have to buy the album before you can buy
to buy a ticket.
Wow.
Very interesting.
Which is a bold move, but
they'll sell it out.
Quite smart.
They'll sell it out, definitely, and that'll probably put them in the charts.
That bumps their album sales up.
Coco's what, 2,000 capacity?
Well, they need to because a lot of people these days don't know who they are.
Well, that's true, but 2,000 capacity, if they sell it out, that's 2,000 albums. That's enough to get in the top 20.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh no.
In this day and age, yeah, 100%. So that is a smart move. Do you know what, though, as well? The other thing I wanted to quickly mention, we're running out of time. Jesus Christ, this show goes so quick. Taylor Swift and Spotify. Now, this has been bothering me because everyone's been like, oh, my God, how could Taylor Swift not, like, put it on Spotify? That's so out of order. Rah, rah. Like, my view of Spotify is similar to my view of Netflix, right? If it's not on there, it's not on there.
Yeah.
Like AC/DC aren't on there.
Yeah, why does it have to be on Spotify?
Yeah, it's like people are just hamming it up. Just shut up. It doesn't matter. Like she's on the radio all the time.
If you want her album, buy it from iTunes or buy a physical copy. Why does it matter that it's not on Spotify?
I think the issue is more that she used to be and now she's not.
Yeah,
but if she never
always,
was, I don't think people would care.
There was only one album she had on there, and that was only temporary.
I really respect the fact that she's pulled it down because her view, and actually what people don't realise is that what Taylor Swift and her people have said is if it was the case that her album was available to premium Spotify subscribers only, that would be cool because premium Spotify subscribers pay, right? So they're paying for the music in a kind of roundabout way, but they're still paying for it. What she doesn't like is the fact that there's a free stream, like the non-premium version of Spotify, which is totally free. So people can go on there, listen to her music totally for free, right? That's the issue that she has. But Spotify are refusing to offer it on the premium service only. Do you know what I mean? So they've actually said, no, we won't do that because we respect our free customers.
Well, because that's just part of their business model, is it?
Yeah.
If you're premium, what happens is you just don't get adverts, and you can your mobile version and all that stuff. But
I just think I think it's so interesting that how up in arms people have been about it. And I think that is what frightens me most of all. The fact that people are so, pissed off that Taylor Swift has dared to not let her music be heard for free.
Tell you what, as well,
that's weird.
That album has broke all sorts of debut week sales records.
One of the biggest in recent memory.
Because you can't mess with country music. You just can't with country music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there is that, but also, could you argue that that's had something to do with it?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't listen to it on Spotify. That's really annoying. I
have to go and buy it.
How many normal people have you actually heard complain about her album not being on Spotify? The only thing I've ever seen.
I don't know any normal people.
No, me neither.
The only thing I've seen on it is written by media people.
That's true.
And just talking about it. No one on the street, no one on my Twitter timeline, no one on Instagram or anything is saying, "Oh, I can't believe I have to pay for Taylor Swift's album." No one has said that.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's not people don't care.
They just get hold of it in the way they need to get hold of it.
Like
HMV. I just think if we started up our band again, I think I wouldn't want it to be free anywhere.
Can I be in your band?
What would you do?
I don't know. Female vocalist, I'll be your backing singer.
Okay, yeah, you can do that. That'd be quite cool, actually. Right, coming up next, Taking Ad Liberties, a game where we take on the role of... I'll explain in a second.
Hey, boys.
Haley tells you how, baby.
Yeah.
Haley tells you how to put up a shelf.
Hey, my name's Haley, but you can call me H. When I'm not hanging out with my super sexy friends in a sauna, a jacuzzi, or some other health-related, limited clothes scenario, I just love to wrap my hands around a thick book. The only sexy issue is that because my house is so full of shit, I never have anywhere to put my books, apart from on the back of the ofs. The answer is really simple. All you need is a good, hard, long shelf. The first thing you need to do is get up against the wall and get a good drilling on the go. Be careful where you drill though. You don't want to go too deep and hit one of those sexy hidden pipes and be sprayed from ample top to firm bottom with wet, cool water. You also don't want to hit a sexy electrical cable and end up shitting your pants either. It's not a good look, unless you're totally f***ing wasted. It doesn't matter if it's slightly wonky either. Guys, don't let anyone tell you different. If it's totally straight, it just doesn't have the same, oomph. Make sure you screw the screws in hard. You don't want that shelf falling down and breaking your sexy toys. Once it's firm, put all your books on it and take a nice, long guzzle on a bottle of cheap wine. You deserve it for being so f***ing good with wood.
What you taking, fool? Yo, I'm taking ad-lib.
Tease.
Yes, it's time for Taking Ad Liberties for the first time ever. here on Kerrang Radio, right here on the Alex Baker Show. This is how it works. You guys get on Twitter, get on email, alex@kerrangradio.co.uk or Twitter @KerrangRadio, and just tell us who you want me to be, who you want Kev to be, who you want Renee to be. A person called Kimmy emailed the show last week and said, "What up, Alex? I want you to be a shark enthusiast. I want Kev to be a man who is physically incapable of saying the word shark. I want Renee to be the zookeeper. And I want the scenario to be Alex, Kev and Renee are in a shark museum in Tuscany."
What?
Right, so I'm a shark enthusiast.
Are we
Kev,
Italian?
Kev, well, I don't know. Could be. Kev, you're a man who is physically incapable of saying the word shark. I don't know how that's going to work out when we're in a shark museum. Renee, you're the zookeeper, and we're in a shark museum in Tuscany. So what we've got to do is we've got to just try and act out this scenario. It's probably going to be quite stupid. It might make us chuckle a little bit, but the first person to laugh is out. And then we go from there and we see what happens. Also there's a whole new choice element because it's an improvisational game. So if at any point any of us want to say new choice, then we can say new choice, and the person who last spoke has to change what they just said. Done? Have I explained it well?
Yes.
Shall I give us a bet, or should we just do it dry?
Google where Tuscany is.
No, because
no research allowed.
No research allowed.
Makes it better.
Right, so we're in the Shark Museum. I'm a shark enthusiast. Kev's a man who physically cannot say shark. Renee's the zookeeper. Let's do this. Doop-dee-doop-dee-doop. Right then. So, wow, this is a really impressive shark museum. I honestly didn't even realise there was such thing as a shark museum. Luckily, I'm here with my mate, Renee. Luckily, I'm here with my mate, Kev. How you doing, Kev? Have you already laughed?
No,
Renee's already laughed.
No, because it was just so stupid.
I'm so sorry. You're out. You're out.
No,
That's it. Now you're gone. Those are the rules.
Anyway.
You can still say new choice, though.
Okay, cool.
But don't say it too much.
Yeah.
Right, so, all right. Oh, God. I'm lucky my mate Kev's here.
I'll tell you what, though. I do wish there was a zookeeper around so they could tell me what these things are.
Apparently, there was supposed to be one, but she clocked off early because she's a f***ing idiot.
How can you have a zoo without a zookeeper?
I don't know, but I didn't even realise that a shark museum was a thing. I thought it was just like an aquarium.
Oh, we're in a museum?
Yeah, we're in a shark museum. How can you not tell?
Oh, I just thought this was a general zoo.
Well, what do you think that?
I just thought we were in the general shop. You know?
What do you think that thing is? Cycling past the window. Not cycling.
You know, it's just one of them, isn't it?
Do you remember that cartoon years ago? It was called Sharky and George.
Oh, yeah.
How did the theme
George.
tune go?
The what?
The theme tune.
The theme tune.
You're both out!
The theme tune.
Oh, right, okay.
It went... No, what were the words?
Ian George. You know, Ian George.
Ian George.
Who's
Cartoon
Ian
guy.
George?
Don't remember it at all.
You're not in this.
Anyway, so what should we go and look at next in the Shark Museum?
Well, I hope...
Bear in mind, there's only sharks.
Is there not a gift shop?
There's nothing apart from sharks.
Well, then I guess we've got no choice.
Than to look at what?
What we're already looking at.
Which is what?
All kinds of wonderful sea creatures.
Such as
that one.
What's that, though?
And that one. I thought you were an enthusiast.
Oh, yeah, no, I am. This is so
you
stupid.
You tell me.
You laughed.
You laughed first. I won. I totally won.
This is the stupidest game ever.
If Kev's good at it, the game's rubbish.
You didn't do any new choices.
That's because you didn't give anything to new choice. You weren't
You
actually
can new choice anything.
New choice
what Kev goes, oh, that one, new choice. No, that one.
Yeah, you could just. That's fine. You have to see what he
right,
comes
I'll tell
out
you
with.
what, switch roles. Let's do it again. Switch roles.
Well, we're running very low on time.
Oh, are we?
And I'm not sure how entertaining
Are we
this actually is.
Are we time poor?
Yeah, we are. We're not time rich. Let me tell you. This is time poverty. Well, let's do a very quick one. Let's all jump back in. Right. So here we are in the Shark Museum. Zookeeper. Can you tell us?
No, switch roles.
Oh, Jesus!
You're
Wow.
the zookeeper. Renee can't say sharks. I'm the shark
I'm the
enthusiast.
zookeeper.
Okay.
Yeah.
Zookeeper.
Oh, yes! I'm in a shark museum. I f***ing love sharks.
Oh, I'm so pleased that someone's come here that loves sharks.
Do you work here?
I work here every day, and people come in all the time, and they don't care about the sharks. God knows why they bother coming to a shark museum.
New choice.
It's obvious why they come to the shark museum when they don't like sharks so much, because it's just a lark, isn't it? Banter.
New choice.
They want to come here for a bit of banter, then they think, nah, let's go and look at the shark for educational purposes.
You can learn a lot from these mystical creatures.
Yeah, well, they're not mystical.
Well,
they're
I
just
can't
sharks.
learn a lot from them because I'm such an enthusiast that I know everything there is to know. So if you've got any questions, don't bother with this joker. Come talk to me.
Yeah,
Well,
what's that? Oh.
I am the zookeeper, though, so...
But this isn't a zoo. So
What?
have you been fired from the zoo?
What is it? I thought it was a zoo.
Nobody's ever noticed that before.
No,
that
it's a
not
shark
zoo.
museum.
Sorry, I did do that on purpose.
She's out again. Just because you messed it up.
Yeah.
So it's just me and you now. So let's have a shark knowledge off if you think you're hard enough.
Bring it.
Yeah, so my favourite is the humpback tummer whale shark.
New choice.
My favourite my favourite is the Captain Schwalbuckle shark.
I can't do it. I could have kept that going for so long.
Oh Christ! Right, I think we're done.
I think we should find out if people think these is good.
But get your new suggestions in anyway for next week.
This is the stupidest game. Hello, Gillian Shaw. Sorry, one of my colleagues has just walked past.
Wasn't she in the X-Files?
That's Gillian.
Anderson.
That's the one.
New choice.
That wasn't she in CSI?
Yeah, she was.
Oh yeah.
So let us know if it's good or not.
Yeah, we've run out of time, which I'm glad we've gone out on a high, sort of. I'm going to go and enjoy some Highland Spring and listen to some whale song.
The Alex Baker Show podcast.
Right then, Poddy P fans.
Poddy people, we could call them.
Poddy people.
Party people in the place to be.
Yeah, party people in the place to be. I said party there rather than said poddy though.
Oh.
Stupid. What do you think of taking ad liberties? Let us know. Is it the best feature you've ever heard? Or is it really bad?
It's going to be a lot better next week.
Yeah, we've got some tweaks.
Because since this show, we've realised we've been doing it all wrong.
What's that up your sleeve, Kev?
I don't know, let's have a look. What's that?
Oh, it looks like a tweak to the feature. So, got that up the sleeve.
Improvement.
Oh.